Hey guys, Karim Ellis here, and I'm in lovely Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I'm sitting here on the beach in a hammock, and yes, that is the ocean behind me. I'm sitting on the beach, I'm enjoying myself, and while I'm here, I have been inspired to share a message with you I believe is going to truly bless you. The question I have for you to start off is, what is the journey that you're physically preparing for in the season of your life? What is the journey you're physically preparing for in the season of your life? I want to share a story with you on the international speaking engagement that got away from me. So a few years back, a good friend of mine from the John Maxwell team approached me about a speaking engagement that he wasn't able to fulfill. He says the organization PayPal was looking for a leadership speaker to come to Dubai, India, and speak to 200 of their top female execs about the concepts of leadership and business. They want to pay $4,000 for 2 one-hour presentations back to back. They're going to pay for the flight from the US to Dubai, and if you have traveled internationally, you know how much that costs. It's not cheap. And they also are willing to pay for a hotel stay for the whole week. So in other words, you're going to speak for basically 2 hours, but we're going to pay for your hotel so you can enjoy the country for the whole week, take a vacation on us. He said, I can't fulfill the engagement, but I couldn't think of anyone else to dump this opportunity in front of because I know you're a great speaker, and you're doing the thing right now. I mean, you are showing the social media proof. You're not one of these folks that just talk the talk, you walk the walk. I mean, you got the videos, you got the social media following, you got the testimonials from folks saying you're a great speaker. I really think this is an opportunity right up your alley. What do you say? And by the time he finished that conversation, by the time he finished saying, what do you say, I'd already committed to the yes. To go to India, Dubai, and be paid to do it? Come on, man. Do you really have, you have to twist my finger for that one. I'm all the way in. You tell me, brother, what I need to give you to make this happen. He says, well, you got to sign a contract, and you just need to get a passport. Now, here's problem number one. I didn't have a passport. Don't laugh at me. I did not have a passport. And so now I got 30 days, because the engagement's in 30 days. I got 30 days to manifest a passport. Call the passport agency and say, hey, I need to get a passport. How quickly can I make this happen? They tell me that I can expedite the process for $500. I need to just go to my local Walgreens and get a passport photo, which is a specific dimension size. And I need to give them a birth certificate so they know that I am a legal citizen of this country, and they can have that passport to me within 3 business days expedited. I sent in all the documentation they needed overnight, and on day 3, I called them because I was so eager to get this thing jumping, and they hit me with something I wasn't ready for. They said, well, Mr. Ellis, we got a huge problem. Well, what's the problem? Your request for a passport has been denied because you gave us a falsified document. What do you mean I gave you a falsified document? I gave you a photo and I gave you my birth certificate. Well, yeah, that's it. The problem is the birth certificate, it has been falsified. You see, I'm holding this birth certificate in front of me right now, and your name is not physically printed on there. It's like a label. It's like someone took a labeling machine and typed your name on it and placed it over top of another name in the background, which I can kind of see by holding the birth certificate up in the light. This is a falsified document, and we cannot process it. So you need to give us a correct original copy of your birth certificate. When I got off the phone, it took me all of about 10 minutes to figure out what in the world happened. See, when I was born in Gary, Indiana, at that point, my parents practiced Islam. So I was born with a Muslim name. I was born Kareem Muslim Salam. When we moved to Ohio, they converted to Christianity, and so I had a name change from Kareem Muslim Salam to Karim Ray Ellis. Now, in order for me to get enrolled in elementary school, they had to give them a birth certificate. So rather than go back to Gary, Indiana, driving 4.5 hours one way, my parents decided to buck the system, take a labeling machine, type out the words Karim Ray Ellis, slap the label over Kareem Muslim Salam, and for 30 plus years of my life, I've been using this falsified document to make things happen. When I enrolled in school, I used this falsified document. Unbeknownst to me, when I got put into private school, I used this falsified document. When I got my license at 16, I was using this falsified document. And when I registered to vote, I was using this falsified document. I had no clue all this time that they had bent the rules in order to get me to the finish line. And now this deceit, this trickery has caught up to me because it's big things at stake. I got a trip to Dubai that's on the line, and I'm about to lose out because of something I had no say over. So I call up the Indiana Hall of Records. I say, man, can I come down there? I'll drive down there. I need this to happen. I don't have time. I've already wasted a week and I got 3 weeks left to pull this off. I'll drive to Gary, Indiana to pay to get this birth certificate. They said, well, Mr. Ellis, we can't do that. We don't do walk-ins anymore. You have to order it. Well, if I order it, how long is it going to take? It's going to take between 7 to 14 business days. I don't have 2 weeks for this. Can I expedite it, man? This is what's at stake. Well, you can expedite it for $20, but that's going to cut it down to about 5 to 7 business days minimal. So with no options left, I pay the $20 to expedite it. It gets to me on day 5, so now I've lost week 2. I get the information over to the passport company overnight. They verify it, they got it. They say this is exactly what we need. It's a corrected birth certificate, recognizing the legal name change. And so 3 days later, they have a passport on its way to me. Day 4, I get the passport. Now we got a whole new problem because I got the passport. I'm good to go, but I still have to reach out to Dubai, out to India, to get permission to enter the country, because just having a passport doesn't do it for you. Their government still have to grant you access. So when I put the request in, I did not know my request landed 1 day before a Indian government holiday, and that holiday ran 2 days consecutive to the weekend, which made it 4 days. So by the time they received the request that next week, it was too little, too late, and I was denied my access into the country. Had to call the event planner, let her know I'm not going to make it. I did everything I could. It's been a whirlwind for the last 3.5 weeks. Just not going to happen. Surprisingly, she said, hey, listen, it's fine. We understand. We had another American speaker coming out along with you that's going to present as well. He said the same thing. Honestly, it's our fault. We waited so late to try to grab you. We knew it was a chance going to happen. We had 3 speakers planned. 1 speaker here is local, so we still got you covered. We'll revisit this at a later date, possibly next year. Got off the phone with her, sat down on my living room couch, and I'm just frustrated. And then the frustration turns to anger because I knew how hard I worked to pull this thing off. See, something about me a lot of folks don't realize, unless you're close to me, I love to win and I hate to lose. Oh, baby, I hate to lose. I am a sore loser because when I try to win, I'll give it everything I have and then some. I had countless hours on the phone. I was throwing money at the problem. I did everything I can only for me to get this passport and still not be able to do anything with it. I mean, what in the world? So when you frustrated and then it turns into anger, you want to blame, right? You want to figure out who's to blame. So I start to think, well, maybe I can blame the passport company. No, you can't blame them. They rules, they rules. Well, maybe you can blame the Indiana Hall of Records. No, you can't blame them. They rules, they rules. So then whose fault is this? Oh, I know whose fault it is. It's my parents' fault. Because they the ones who doctored the certificate in the first place. If they had done what they were supposed to do and did it the right way, I'd be in Dubai chilling right now. I'd be maxing out the stage, getting paid my money, inspiring, motivating, getting high fives, and enjoying this lovely country. And it's not happening because of what they did. Now, here's the thing. Time out, freeze, flag on the play. My parents don't know this story. So, Dad, if you watching this, please don't take it personal. But, dude, I was so mad at y'all. You have no clue how angry I was. And as I was sitting on the couch, frustrated, little heat waves coming off my head, my forehead, you get the forehead, the angry forehead, we get the little, where it gets real tight. God begins to speak to me in a somber, quiet tone. This is your fault. I had to adjust myself on the couch. Excuse me? Oh, wait, time out, flag, freeze on the play. What do you mean this is my fault? How in the world is this my fault? I was a child. How was I going to know that my parents had doctored my birth certificate? How was I going to know that? Again, the voice says, this is your fault. You must be talking to someone else. You might be talking to my Yorkies, but you darn sure ain't talking to me, because there's no way in the world this is my fault. I did everything I was supposed to do. I went above and beyond the call of duty. Matter of fact, I was praying that you was going to help a brother out. He goes, this is your fault. Because truth of the matter, you will prepare for the journey that you believe you're going to take. See, here's the thing. When you started this journey to be a widely known motivational speaker, you started the journey prepared to speak locally. You had no problem traveling and speaking to 50 states. When in reality, you should have been preparing your journey to speak internationally. Because if you went into this journey thinking larger than average, meaning you went into this journey believing you were going to be an international speaker, my friend, you would have had the passport in hand before the opportunity even presented itself on your plate. See, the speaking business, this is what we call a pregnant pause. This is where we give you a nugget of wisdom and then we pause for a second for it to kind of sink in. Because similar to my situation, some of you guys are guilty of doing the same exact thing. Every time I get on social media, I run into folks that talk about, man, how successful they want to be, man, how they want to get to the next level. And the problem being is they're starting their journey with a small, minuscule vision. They're thinking average when God is telling you should be thinking above average. Because if you're thinking above average, that means there's certain things that have to go into playing above average. Let me give it to you in a way I think you guys will understand. Let's say I wake up on Sunday morning, I'm hungry for some cereal. Pour my bowl, go into the actual refrigerator, and I notice I ain't got any milk. So I got to go to the store. Now, literally 5 minutes from my house is a United Dairy Farmers. 5 minutes. It'll take me 2 minutes to get in my car, 1 minute to go inside, 2 minutes to get back. Now, if I'm just going to run down the street for 5 minutes and I know the chance of me running into somebody important and Slim and None, I can throw on a wrinkled t-shirt. I can have on a pair of jacked up looking sweats, a baseball cap on backwards, because I'm preparing for the journey I believe I'm going to take. I don't believe I'm going to run into anybody important, so I can sneak in and sneak out and be done and not care pretty much how I look. I ain't got to look all dapper for y'all like I look on stage. But let's change the dynamics a little bit. Let's say that I am getting out of church and I'm going to the most used grocery store in the middle of my town. And I know everybody's going to be there. The chance of me running somebody I know is not slim and none. It's guaranteed I'm running to some folks I'm going to know. It makes a difference on how I want my appearance to be. I'm not going to go in there looking jacked up from the neck up or from the neck down. I'm going to be dressed and partitioned to what I want to be viewed as. Meaning I'm not going to wear that wrinkly shirt and them sweats. I'm going to look a little bit more decent, thinking I may run into somebody important. Because, again, I'm preparing for the journey I believe I'm going to take. So again, how does this parlay back to you? Well, it depends on the journey you believe you're going to take. See, when you get serious about your success and you understand where you're going to, even though you haven't walked into it yet, that means you start to prepare before the opportunity is thrown in your plate. So that means there's a certain level of education you may need to get in this season that you're only going to get to exemplify when you get to that next level. There may be some coaches and mentors that you need to connect with in this season of your life that are there to prepare you for the opportunity coming down the road 6 months from now, a year from now, 2 years from now, that's going to fall off of your plate because you don't know what you need to do. The problem with most people don't plan for success. You have to be a visionary when it comes to what it is that you want. It costs you absolutely nothing to be average. It costs you everything to be exceptional. When it comes to your goals and dreams, and you look at the trajectory of where you're trying to get to, not where you are, where you're trying to get to, do you already have your life's passport ready to go? Now, if this message has impacted you in any way, shape, or form, do me a favor. Number one, I want you to like this message. Let me know that you can understand what I'm talking about. If it resonates with you, give me some feedback. Let me know that this message is helping you out, because I see a lot of folks that get stuck on this because they're always crying about how there's a shortage of opportunity. There's no such thing as a shortage of opportunity. Opportunities exist abundantly. The Bible says, man, God will give you exceedingly abundantly more than you could ask or think. But you understand that you have to be a willing participant in your own rescue, meaning you have to be prepared for the opportunity. Any opportunity I missed out on 9 times out of 10 because I wasn't ready for the opportunity in some way, shape, or form. So as angry as I want to be, I can only blame myself. If it is to be, it's up to me. So if this message resonates with you, do me a favor, like the message. Matter of fact, put a comment somewhere below saying I'm ready to seize my opportunity, because I know it's a bunch of folks out there that's ready to go to the next level of their life, and I believe you are all ready to seize your opportunity. Secondly, share this message. I believe that we are blessed to be a blessing. That means that, man, even if you out there doing your thing, if you are seizing your opportunity every day and you are just, your blow up, your glow up, whatever it is you want to say is just taking off, that's fine. But I promise you, there's someone in your sphere of influence that really needs to hear this message. There's someone that needs to hear this message because they're not preparing properly for opportunity. They're thinking way too small, way too average, as opposed to what they should be looking at when it comes to their goals and dreams, and better yet, their destiny and their purpose. And then last but not least, as always, I enjoy this bountiful, beautiful beach. I encourage you, like always, guys, 100% be blessed.